So the big thing going kind of forward with this is that if you look at the difference between the soft tissue, which is this outline here around the bones, you can see that this area for the normal side, the right side, is pretty thin. Looking at the left side here, I mean, really, really swollen. And that's what we're seeing where we're getting infection and inflammation. So definitely infection and inflammation that is occurring in this spot. So the bigger thing kind of going forward is that growth plates look like they're all where they should be. So this is a growth plate here, this is a growth plate, that's a growth plate there as well. So the big thing that we have to bring down is all of this soft tissue swelling. So there were, like we talked about, a few scabs, so we're going to use antibiotics to make sure that we eliminate any infection that kind of creeped into these areas. So some of these small pockets, if you look very, very kind of closely there, and then here are those entry areas where air going underneath the skin or a little bit of kind of fluid is exiting in that area. That's why it's a little bit weaker as opposed to these external areas which are nice and intact. So yeah, basically no obvious kind of big fractures or broken bones on these bones here. So on the tarsals and metatarsals here look actually pretty good, and then going into the long bone here, the tibia looks actually intact and very good. So no obvious fractures. So that's the most important thing for us.
That spot, is that where you think maybe the
Yeah,
was wrapped around
definitely.
it?
It looks like it was probably right here and here. So, because there's two areas that are basically kind of going around. It could even be going through here too as well. So if you see this kind of area, but also you have folds. So the hard part about folds is that once you get swelling in those areas for the joints, you start to get more exaggerated folds when you get swelling. So that's where it's a little bit difficult. But you can see these two areas where it is a little bit damaged in the skin, which makes it more likely that is our area. Or secondarily, if we got hung up and there's a lot of inflammation, they started biting and licking in that area the most to try and rip it off and then cause that secondary irritation. So yeah, essentially not so bad overall. Best case scenario is that it's not fractured on any of the bigger bones or long bones, and really we get that inflammation down. That's the most important. Okay, perfect.
So how do we get the inflammation down?
So we're going to get the antibiotics today. So it's a liquid antibiotic. We're going to be doing it twice a day. So it's a very small amount. I mean, literally, we'll have it. I don't have a syringe with me, so it's going to be such a small amount, maybe probably about that much. It's 0.1, and we're going to be doing that twice a day. So the big thing to watch is that at this age, we are also increasing in weight. So we're going to kind of calculate to kind of see within the next week or so if we do increase weight that we're still within bounds for our dosaging. Okay.
How long does the dosage go on for?
So about 2 weeks, and then we will reevaluate. So if this looks, I mean, if this swelling, all of this area kind of goes down, then that's it. We're done. Everything goes back to normal. Scabs all close up. We're basically, or those open wound areas, or where the scabs were, close up. Then we're fine.
And use indoor kitty for the time being.
Yeah, that's what I would 100% recommend at least at this point, because we're not weight bearing. It's very painful, and you could see the swelling. I mean, extends all the way down to this area here, which, I mean, you could see just how tight the skin is close to the bone. So there's a lot of swelling, there's a lot of discomfort. So with that, we want to bring all of that infection, inflammation down. Okay.